time for the showdown. What up, what up, what up, doe? What up, doe? What up, doe? What up, doe? I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson, the most hated, the outlaw. I am the enemy of fantasy football right now, but it's all good because that's how I like it in my hood, right? I am here with the other outlaws, none other than the super producer DJ Rob 45 and the graphic wizard Waze in the building. What up, doe? It's time for the showdown, y'all. So, man, I want to say first and foremost, man, we appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, the What Up Doe Show Radio Network, and also like the content. Like what you see if you like what you see. And eventually we're going to get back to Smoke Session and What Up Doe Show. The weekend's just been hard lately. I had a great story this weekend, so y'all gonna I won't bore y'all with too many details, but I'm gonna try to do the short version. You know I'm long-winded.
That's all good.
But Saturday I had tickets for my brother and my oldest brother and my youngest son. How about that? We were going to go in and be tri-generational and go support my brother and his generation of music and go see a group called AWB. Are y'all familiar with AWB?
No,
I am not.
Okay, so first and foremost, I'd like to say that you are familiar with some of their music, and I will, as a matter of fact, put one on for you here shortly. I gotta find it first. And anyway, we were going. It stands for Average White Boy, Average White Band.
Oh, okay.
Average White Band. And dang, where the heck is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Let's go AWB. I know I got them in here somewhere. I play them too much. I know I got it. So anyway, there it is. There it is. You know, you've heard this before. They are actually a fairly heavily sampled band. It's the funkiest white band of all times in my group, in my opinion. The Average White Band. They actually got a black lead singer. Always did. But so we were scheduled to go see Average White Band. Right? I was to the point that I was getting dressed. Big up to Willie White, the only one of the only two SWG members that's cool. But anyway, nah, I'm just bullshit. I take it back. I ain't trying to. I know I'm the most hated. They hate me in there, man. I've got word that I am the most hated person in that group. They hate me. They hate me. Remember that from XFL? That's me. He hate me. Anyway, so I got a call from Will, and he said, "Yo, what you doing tonight?" I said, "I got these tickets. We about to go see AWB." He said, "Man, I got these tickets to see Anderson .Paak." I say, "When?" He said, "Tonight." I said, "Oh, snap." Because while I wanted to see AWB, and my son wants to see AWB, because my youngest son, he has this affinity for old music. He loves old school music. So we all wanted to see him, but I said, you know, given the choice, he and I both would want to see Anderson .Paak, would choose Anderson .Paak. But my oldest brother would still choose AWB because that's right. He's there. He probably don't even know who Anderson .Paak is. So I told him, I said, "Look, man, find somebody else to go to the AWB concert. You can have these tickets, and y'all can go there. Me and Evan go on to check out Anderson .Paak." So we made the switch, and we ended up going to see Anderson .Paak Saturday night instead of AWB. And my brother and one of his old school friends went and checked out AWB. So at least one ticket went to waste, but not all three. That mattered to me, right?
Right.
So that was cool, and it was dope. And Anderson .Paak was fire. But this is AWB. I was a fiend or became a teen. I'm melting microphones instead of cones of ice cream music orientated. And when hip hop originated, did it like pieces of puzzles, complicated. Cause I grabbed the mic and tried to say yes, y'all, but even take it. And say that I'm too small. Cool. Cause I don't get upset. I kick a hole in the speaker, pull the plug, then I jet back to the lab without a mic to grab, and then I add all the rhymes I had, one after the other one. Then I make another one to just the opposite that actually the brother's done. I get a craving like a fiend for nicotine, but I don't need a cigarette. Know what I mean? I'm raging, ripping up the stage. Don't it sound amazing? Cause every rhyme is made and thought of, cause it's sort of an addiction, magnified by the mixer. All right, that's enough. That's enough.
That was funky.
In case y'all didn't know where you heard that before, that's where you heard that. That was the microphone fiend. That was the microphone fiend used that beat.
Then I think I remember Latono using that for one of his segments before.
No.
You know what I did hear in there was I'm pretty confident I heard the Showdown beat in there.
You did. Not the Showdown beat, the off season.
The off season, yes.
Yes.
I knew.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second, I recognize that.
Yes, you did.
That's where I recognize it from, but I recognize it from somewhere.
Yeah. The off season beat. Yeah. The off season beat used that too. Yeah. So that's Average White Band. They funky as hell. They funky as the hell, and I wanted to see them. They also did this. Hey! All right, so yeah,
I
that's
love those songs.
exactly.
Man,
So AWB, man, I'm telling you that the funkiest is my second favorite white band of all time, but absolutely I consider the funkiest white band of all time.
I think the most ironic thing is the fact that they had a lead singer that was black. Average White Band with a lead singer that's black.
Yep.
That's the Average White Band.
It was just ironic, and I absolutely love it. I'm here for it.
Oh, they fire, man. I love them. A big fan of AWB. Have been for a very long time, virtually my whole life. So, but I was as a kid, I was just a bigger fan of Casey and the Sunshine Band, who was my favorite white band of all times. But that's my second favorite, and like I said, by far, in my opinion, the funkiest.
Yes.
Funkiest white boys ever. Funkiest white band ever. Anyway, that said, let's move on to my favorite segment. The reason they hate me so much. My weekly rant. I'm gonna start off. I lost in one of these leagues to Carlton this week.
Oh,
And he had a big game. He scored a lot. He beat me pretty bad. And he made sure he hit me up in my DMs talking about, I want that same energy, that you had when you beat me. You don't talk about when I beat you. Well, I'm talking about it now. But you ain't getting that same energy. You know why you ain't getting that same energy? Because I ain't give you that same energy at the draft. I'm not the one. I wasn't talking about you were stupid and you didn't make no sense and you team was trash and you was going on 15. So I wasn't giving you that same energy at the draft. So I ain't giving you that same energy now. That's why you're not getting that same energy. If you keep your mouth shut, your mouth will keep you out of trouble. But your ass can't your ass can't cash that check that your mouth be signing. That's what's going on. I know I said it wrong. I don't give a damn. You know what I mean. Your mouth write a check that the ass can't cash, then that's when you get that kind of energy. Now, when I talk that kind of shit and I can't back it up, then I'll give you that energy. But because I didn't, congratulations for winning the game. Your team still ain't shit.
Mm.
Carlton, you know what? Carlton made a name for himself when he first joined up with the crew and started doing it. He used to win a lot. You ain't won a chip in a while, man. You ain't been kicking up dust in a long time. You should be quiet. You should be sitting quiet and just watching and paying attention and being humble and letting the game come to you. Because since you start talking mess and making videos and talking about you was going to quit your job and go full-time fantasy, you ain't been hitting no shit. So you need to sit back, relax, and see what happens come playoff time.
Damn, OG, what you say? Stick to your day job.
Oh. So anyway, what's going on, fellas?
Not that much, man.
Oh, that sounds disappointing.
Had a hell of a weekend.
Did you?
Yeah. Did this little chili cook this weekend. That went good. I drank too much. And my cousin, man, he brings this drink over. It's a THC drink.
Oh, bro.
I've tried one of those before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not this strong.
That was a little strong. I ain't gonna.
I was
front.
gonna say he's been regulated since before us, so he's gotten the good stuff. We still ain't got.
Ooh, no, man, it put me in the dirt.
Yeah, it's getting to your system real fast.
Yeah,
I realized that. Yeah, it's pretty. It's legit. It's legit.
I was pretty much out of commission all day Sunday.
I thought you were for real about to say you were pretty much autistic all of Sunday.
I might have been. You know, you can self-diagnose now.
All right.
Yeah, he had that drink, and then he put that baby oil on the skin.
Ooh, he got Diddy.
Hey, what's going on with you, man?
Man, not much at all. I had a nice, chill, relaxing weekend, but most importantly, I only lost three of my leagues this past week. 21 leagues this year I'm in. Mostly pay, and only three.
I didn't have a great weekend, but I did win in a couple of my pay leagues, and I did win in 2 out of 3 of the World Wars. I mean, I shouldn't have used that term because World War was the one game I lost. I won, I won in Bloodsport, and I won in Squabble, and I lost in World War. But yeah, I didn't have a great week, but I won I won a lot of them, most of the important ones.
I split those 2 leagues. So I won in World War and lost in Bloodsport.
Man, I just had a phenomenal week in fantasy, and I just got to put this out there for everybody watching. Don't pay attention to those projections. Pay attention to the players. If you're not paying attention to them players, those projections could fool you. And I had quite a few people that learned that the hard way this week.
Yeah, it's true. And don't pay attention to the showdown because we was wrong in a lot. I was listening to the showdown going, boy, that didn't age well. Oh, that didn't age well. Oop, that didn't age well.
Right.
Wrong about that one.
That one left a sour taste in my mouth.
We had a great show and a lot of fun, but we did not have a good outcome as far as we were not giving great advice.
No. No. Everybody we said to sit. Ball.
Dude, hold on. Let's recap that real quick though, because bro, I almost called you Big Ed because this is definitely a Big Ed move. You had Drake London as a bust this past week.
As a bust, and you know why? He said if Drake London was a bust because he didn't trust Kirk Cousins.
Ooh, wait.
Everything was wrong with that.
But at the same time, OG, you had Brandon Ayuk as a bust.
Throw him up. I ate his lunch, boy. I was going in on him. I called him every name under the sun, and he went all out. He went all. This dude had the best game in his career. Just when I opened my big mouth, I felt like Carlton. Now, that's what I get that energy too. He deserved that energy.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I was sitting there. I was cracked listening to the show, just laughing my ass off. Like, We were having fun. It was a very entertaining show, but boy, we were wrong.
Yeah.
Left shoes. It was terrible. It was terrible. But I do want to say this. I got something. I got something for Dejan had an issue. Dejan took issue with something that we talked about last week.
Okay.
Um we were calling, he's a Chiefs fan.
Uh-huh.
And we were calling out his squad and we renamed them. So I'm not going to call them the refs this week. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say, I'll say Kansas City, but I will not call them by that name. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Boy.
Not going to say it. It ain't going to be me. So you ain't got to get mad at me, D. I got your back. I got your back. I will not say it. I will not call Kansas City by the name that we called them last week. All right.
Didn't we used to say that about? Didn't we used to say that about another team too, though? That kind of went on the same type of run.
Mm-mm.
Didn't we used to say that about the Patriots?
I never said that. I always been very strict and straightforward with my opinion on the Patriots. Adam Vinatieri has won more Super Bowls than Tom Brady.
I don't agree with that.
Me neither.
But I never said it was the refs. I always said, but maybe you did. You was a little bit more of a hater than I was there, Rob. You speaking for yourself on that one. I might have called them cheaters, but I ain't say they was the refs. I thought they were cheating on their own accord.
Yeah. I ain't never claimed the refs.
I mean, think about the tuck rule.
Yeah, but that's cheating. That's the officiating. That's Robert Kraft.
That was the refs. That was the refs.
On that one, on the tuck rule did save the day and start the Tom Brady legacy. But outside of the tuck rule, I mean, it's normally just them cheating. You had all the scandals. You had Deflate Gate. You had Spy Gate, and they had all the gates.
I know. I used to say it about the Packers too, though.
Right, well,
you said about everybody that beat the Bears. Anyway,
which is pretty much the entire league.
There was a lot of phantom penalties on the Bears.
Yeah,
a lot of phantom
penalties.
No, it's only a phantom penalty because you can't see your own players involved in it.
Who had to cheat on the Bears?
A lot of kids.
Nobody. Anyway, let's get off of this Bears rabbit hole. You know you want to go down the Bears rabbit hole.
He does, but I got one last thing to say about the Bears. The only cheater on the Bears has been Justin Fields so far. And that's because he cheated on them with the Steelers and is showing them exactly why they should have kept him.
You should have saved that one. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Let's
jump right into this injury report. Let's jump right into this injury report here. Rashee Rice had his surgery, successful surgery. A lot less has been needed to be repaired than what was expected, but he's still expected to miss the rest of the season, 4 months at the very least. Jalen Warren is listed as doubtful this week. And so is Cordero Patterson has been listed as out. So it's interesting to see what they do if Najee goes down. Derek Carr is out and then expected to miss at least one game, and they're anticipating more, which is going to lead to a story here I have for going into the news here. This one hurts you, OG. I'm sorry. And it is fantasy relevant because he saved me quite a few times. Jake Moody is officially out and expected to miss at least 1 month with a high ankle sprain.
You know, I had a bad week when my kicker got hurt.
Aaron Jones is listed as questionable. He's week to week with a hip injury. And good injury news somewhat. CMC is expected to return in November. So we may be getting Christian McCaffrey sooner than later.
That'll help my team. I've lost some games. I've had struggles, but and I've been hearing a lot about 49ers, and they had a bad loss this week. But I'm like, they still 2-2, and they ain't even got their best player.
Yeah. But at the same time, Jake or Jordan Mason's been doing his thing. He's been a pretty good replacement. Not replacement. He's been a good steady
And
replacement.
he's been good to fill in, but imagine if he was part of a two-headed monster with Christian McCaffrey.
Can you imagine those two in a split back and you know very well you don't know which one? Hell, imagine those two in I formation. You don't know where the ball's going, and either way it goes, it's going to be a threat.
It's gonna change so much about their game. But
Yeah. But at
uh,
the same
as
time, we
I said,
said that about that Elijah Mitchell. So we had that same opinion about Elijah Mitchell.
not really. I knew he was injury prone though.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Might have had that.
All right, let's jump right into this news then.
Let's do it.
Biggest piece of news first. Absolute. The Jets have fired Robert Zala.
Yeah. Dearborn, Michigan's own. By the way, I work in Dearborn, Michigan. For those that don't know, that's where I work at Dearborn. I met his brother at the cigar bar the day before Aaron Rodgers' debut with the Jets. He was
Ooh.
hanging out at the cigar bar where I hang out. We were sitting there watching Sunday night football. We were watching the Lions, I think. I believe if we were watching whoever was on Sunday Night Football, I think it was Detroit, but it may not have been. But we were watching the game, and everybody kept looking. It was looking down there. It was like, the dude look familiar, and everybody said, "Man, you look like the guy to go." And they found out that's his brother because he is from Dearborn. That's confirmed. So I met his brother at the bar. The next night, he was headed to New York. He said, "I'm going to the game tomorrow night." I was like, "All right, cool. That's dope." And so he was there in the stands to see Aaron Rodgers do 4 plays
Wow.
Yeah,
in this season.
man,
Yeah,
that's dope.
he saw
Um,
Aaron's 4 play season.
Now they've named their interim head coach going forward for the season,
Oh,
Jeff Ulbrich.
Wasn't he their defensive coordinator?
I want to say yeah, but really that's been their shining spot so far this year. Their defense has been very impeccable. So I would expect the defensive coordinator to get that rub.
speaking of defensive coordinator, I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers grab Robert Saleh.
Ooh, let's not do that.
He was their defensive coordinator before,
Yes,
before
he
he got
was.
the
Yeah.
job with the Jets.
Yes, he was. I,
That would be nasty. That
I
would be
wouldn't be
interesting.
surprised. I would not be surprised.
Thinking of it, is no, Fred Warner didn't get injured during that game, did he?
I think he did.
I think he did. Okay, I don't think I heard anything else about it. I just know I thought I saw that he got injured at some point
Yeah,
during the game.
yeah, he did.
So, but yeah, if Robert Zola goes there, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Personally, I would probably prefer him to go to Detroit.
Mm. He would probably. I mean, it would be him coming home, but
And not even just that.
it seem like they want to mess with they don't want to mess with their chemistry, but I wouldn't be surprised because a lot of people feel like that's their weakness that
Hmm.
Aaron come in, but I feel like they don't want to mess with that core.
I get it,
That's
but
something that Detroit has never had is what they have right now, and
yeah,
that's consistency in coaching.
yeah. But at the same time, maybe bringing someone new in that has a different perspective on how defense works, it could use that because they got a very
It
talented
definitely,
defense.
I agree.
Yeah, they have a very talented defense, so I think maybe he's the key to that defense doing better.
Could
So
be,
we'll
could
see
be.
in the offseason, that's for
I
sure.
think I think a lot of it too is time though. Um, cornerbacks don't cornerbacks are don't get enough credit. It's not talked about enough, but there are very few cornerbacks that come into the league and make an impact right away. You
Yeah.
had Sauce Gardner, but name flat 4 more. It's hard because most
Jalen
cornerbacks take a little time to adjust.
It-
Who did you
it-
say?
Johnson.
Okay, Wade.
All right. So the next piece of information or news that I got that are both definitely fantasy related. With Derek Carr's injury, the expectation is that Spencer Rattler will be starting for him this coming week. Um,
Hmm,
and then over in New England, Drake May's gotten his rub. He's getting his opportunity. He'll be starting this weekend.
that's what I heard.
And it's been officially announced. So Drake May is expected to
Oh,
start this weekend.
oh,
So if that's a good thing, and as what I'm expecting is a good thing, Demario, was it Douglas? Is a probably might be a good pickup this week.
interesting. Dr.
Now,
Five, you ain't got nothing to say about that?
A lot of people got rid of Hunter Henry. Might be a good time to pick him back up.
Mm,
I don't know because they still have Austin Hooper,
mm,
and I think he's more their speed.
interesting. Interesting.
Don't get me wrong, I have Hunter Henry, so I'm really hoping it's him. but but realistically speaking, I
I
I
got
have to go against my best interest on that.
I got one team where I got Cole Kmet, Hunter Henry, and K. Dotton.
Oh, you've been having a terrible season with tight ends.
No, because
I'm not saying
they're like
Cade isn't that terrible. If you
they're
catch
like
them at the right time, they've all had some good
yeah,
weeks.
they've all been like interchangeable. One week might be Cole Kmet's week, the next week is Hunter Henry's, the next week's K. Dotton's.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, hell, one week K. Dotton got me 30 some points, and then the next week Hunter Henry got me like 25.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. That sounds about right.
And then
Um,
he's usually actually always good for at least 15.
all right. So one last piece of news. It's already been talked about. We briefly touched on it last week. Um, and that's Devontae Adams being on a trade block essentially. What are some just looking around the league in general right now? Who needs that wide receiver? Where are some of the most likely landing spots you see him?
For who?
I see
Devontae
Woody,
Adams.
I see Woody Johnson giving Aaron Rodgers exactly what he wants. And
With oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I say Devontae goes back to play with Aaron in New York.
Hmm.
With the exile of Robert Sala, I kind of feel the same way. I think the Jets is his destination. But I was in a conversation last night with Dejan. We talked for a long time. That's when he was talking about he not liking that name y'all was calling Kansas City. Name that I won't say. But but he threw out a great one. And nobody's talking about it. But boy, I tell you, it's not where I think he's gonna end up in New York with the Jets. But I think he's going to the wrong New York team.
Mm.
Oh,
Imagine him ending up in Buffalo.
oh.
That would be a nasty pickup. Don't
Oh,
get me wrong.
imagine him going to Buffalo
Another,
because
well,
Buffalo needs he need Josh Allen need that number one receiver, and Devontae would benefit from having a Josh Allen at quarterback.
mhm.
But
They both
I
benefit.
got I got two picks on this, but the one I see that needs him the most and gives him an opportunity to work with a coach that can work with a quarterback to get him those opportunities is Denver. I can see him going to work with Bo Nix. Bo Nix needs that number one as well.
No, he's going to somebody that everybody sees as a contender.
Oh, well, if that's the case, that's my number two.
He's on his way. He's on the downside of his career. You know, he's getting up there in age. So
Hmm.
yeah, he's not going to Denver with a rookie quarterback.
Okay.
You know where else I could see him going? Baltimore.
That's who my number two was. My secondary option. that I could see going with is Baltimore because him on the opposite side of Zay Flowers.
Dangerous.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy. And then you got Isaiah Likely in the middle, Derrick Henry running, on top of the fact that Lamar Jackson is throwing and running.
Yeah, that would be ugly.
Yeah,
Baltimore would be a good spot too. Baltimore, Buffalo, those will be good spots, man.
yeah.
But I don't think I think he's going to end up with the Jets.
Yep.
But at the same time, I don't see
What about Pittsburgh?
I thought
Pittsburgh
about
could be
that one too.
Pittsburgh could be
Thought
nice,
about that.
but I don't think they're willing to give up what they're what my gosh, the Raiders are looking for. Um
Why to
I,
get a
I
good
honestly think Denver is the most likely that the Raiders would be willing to trade with because their feeling is okay, we can give him that, but are they going to do anything with him? And can we get a higher pick out of
Back,
the
back
draft
up,
with their pick?
back up. They are not the most likely they would trade with because that is a division rival. That is,
exactly.
please, that is not,
Yeah.
very much not the most
Not
likely
going to
scenario.
not going to
Miss
Denver.
me with that. Miss me with that one.
Okay.
He's
That is
not
a
going to
division
Denver.
rival. No, I'm not. I'm not putting you very high on the list of teams I want to send a good receiver, a great receiver. No, I'm not trying to make you better. Not trying to make you better. No, I, pro- I. There's not a lot of NFC teams that he's a great fit for.
No.
Um, maybe Dallas.
Dallas,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah. I just don't know how he'd feel about going to Dallas
right, but
because he could
my
throw a
thing
fit and not
is,
play
if
anyways.
they can get him to the other conference, they would.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely not gonna keep him in the same division. I'm
Oh,
not facing you twice a year. No.
I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. That's gonna start a rabbit hole we don't need to go down. So let's move on to the heavy hitters.
Let's move on to the heavy hitters.
All right, quarterbacks this week. We got Kirk Cousins, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
You just gonna read them off that fast, huh? I got you.
Damn. That was that Kirk Cousins hate. That's what it was. He said Kirk's at the top. Nope, we're going through that.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins had a monster week, and all I heard was Kirk Cousins and Lamar Jackson. Who was second?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Oh, so all three, two of the three players you hated on. Okay, I like it.
For running backs, Tank Bigsby, DeAndre Swift, and Rico Dowdle.
I'm so mad I had Tank Bigsby on my damn bench. Oh, I'm so mad I had him on
I'm
the
so
bench.
mad I drafted Tank Bixby in a few leagues and dumped him in every single one of them, and he's gone now.
Yeah.
I'm not getting him back. And I did play Dowdle though. I did play Dowdle. I was forced to because it was bye week
Yep.
heavy for me, and I had to bye weeks and injuries changed the game of fantasy. That's when it gets interesting, as the
Mhm.
season
Right.
goes because bye weeks and injuries come into play, and how you draft it still matters, but also it's how you manage your team afterwards because you can lose a lot of players you drafted, and all of a sudden it ain't even about all that no more.
Right.
Yeah.
Like in one league, I'm getting ready to start looking to trade some of these tight ends, trying to get a different running back. So
I just traded a tight end in one of my leagues. I traded Kelsey, as a matter of fact.
oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, right on time for his bye week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. It's a dynasty league, so
Okay.
oh boy needed a tight end, and I'm sitting there like Kelsey got one, maybe 2 seasons left in him.
Yeah.
I'm loaded with tight end. I got Isaiah Likely,
Yeah.
Kincaid, and Juwan Johnson, and one
Oh,
other
and
one. So
Jawan Johns is another one of those. Yeah.
I'm loaded with tight ends, and he needed a tight end, and I needed a wide receiver. So I said, "Give me a young wide receiver and a draft pick, future draft pick." You can have Kelsey, and he bit. And
Mhm.
I mean, I think he'll be better for it, but he's still gonna need a tight end in the future because I don't think Kelsey gonna be around much longer.
Right.
He's starting to look like he's ready to hang it up, even
Yeah,
though he's
it's
not playing bad. He's starting to look like he's ready to call it quits.
I could see that.
damn. OG, you did him dirty with that trade. I was like, I remember there was a trade announced.
Wide receivers. We got Jamar Chase, Drake London, and Darnell Mooney.
Oh, oh, and they go hand in hand with who?
And you guys will never guess who just was on the outside of the list. T. Higgins.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but T. Higgins
man.
balled out.
So if we did 4 people for the heavy hitters, it would have been Jamar Chase, Drake London, Darnell Mooney, and T. Higgins.
Jeez, only 2 teams represented in the wide receiver core.
Wow.
For tight ends, we got Tucker Craft, Brock Bowers, and George Kittle.
Yeah, Tucker Kraft's been showing up lately, and I'm loving it because he was on that waiver wire. And did I take advantage?
Fantasy wise, I'm loving it. Football wise, no, not so much.
Why? Because you know your week's coming up.
I hate it when Packers do well. But that's it for this week's heavy hitters.
Yeah, man, that segment went fast because
It
you
did.
just read them off. So good.
Yeah, that Kirk Cousins announcement at the very top hurted him.
Boy, slow it down, man. Slow it down. Slow it down. That's it for the heavy hitters, man. It was good. I think it was good. I don't know. It went too fast, man. You got to slow it down, bro. You got to calm down. You just reading. You're supposed to work with us. Let's listen. Let's
All right.
react to it. Read
I
me
got
out.
you.
Waves, what's next?
Next is Boomer Bust. And my CTE has been kicking in. Who started us off last week?
Boomer bust. I have no idea. I don't. I've been kicked in. I don't have a memory.
I did.
You know what they say. Memory is the first thing to go, and
Man.
I'm already on my third thing, so I lost my memory a long time ago.
All right, OG, we're gonna start with you then.
Okay,
Quarterback this week. I'm gonna give you Kyler Murray going to Green Bay.
I'm gonna say, boom. Kyler Murray's been showing up. Um, Great game last week against 49ers. They've really found something there in the fourth quarter. Um, I think that he's making some much smarter decisions than he had in the past, and he's knowing where his receivers are supposed to be, even when he doesn't have a chance to see them, and therefore he can blindly throw it to a spot, and somebody should be there. I saw him do that twice, and I thought it was impressive. It said a lot about his work ethic and what he's been doing to make sure that he's improved his game. But when they started mixing in the runs and they saved it, they didn't run him all day until to oblivion and let him hurt himself. They waited until late in the game when you had gotten accustomed to him throwing and handing it off, and then boom, he busts through the hole and do a run on you, and you don't see it coming. You don't know how to stop it. Now you don't know what he's gonna do. And it was impressive, and I think he'll be equally impressive against Green Bay. If you can do it against the 49ers, you can do it against anybody. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I can get with it. Rob 45. Rob.
Yep.
Your quarterback this week is Justin Herbert going to Denver.
I'm gonna say bust.
Woo!
Denver's defense has actually been pretty damn good. They get after the quarterback and they got some ball hawking defensive backs. So I'm gonna give that W to Denver Broncos defense.
Mm.
Okay, I get with that. OG running back. I'm giving you your boy, J.K. Dobbins going to Denver.
J.K. Dobbins going to Denver is a. I like J.K. Dobbins this year. He's coming back. Um, although he's splitting some carries and starting to get outplayed by his other back, but I think that the pressure's on, and it's time for them to switch it up and get him the ball and see what he can do. Because you know one thing about their coach,
Mm.
dude loves to play bully ball. That dude loves to run the football down your throat nonstop, and so uh, I will always give a running back on a Jim Harbaugh team the benefit of the doubt.
All right, I got you.
Yeah. May I just say that that's also another reason why Justin Herbert is a bust this week. That running
You know
game.
what? You know what? I'm on board with that too. I agree.
Yeah, I could get with that.
I agree.
All right, Rob, I'm gonna give you for running back Tony Pollard staying home against Indianapolis.
I'm gonna say bust. Tony Pollard really still hasn't even proven himself at all. And the Indianapolis defense, they play the run really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. OG wide receiver Darnell Mooney at Carolina.
Darnell Mooney showed up last week, and Darnell Mooney is here to stay. I'm sorry, folks. If you cut him and you sat him on a wire, you are not getting him back. The dude is a monster, and you have not heard his name for the last time. That's all I
Mhm.
say about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Rob, wide receiver Jackson Smith and Jigba at home versus San Francisco.
I'm gonna say boom. San Francisco's defensive backfield has looked pretty shaky this year. And Jackson Smith and Jigba has gotten in a couple leagues, he's been on my bench, and I hate it when I actually leave him on the bench because he's gotten me at least 20, 25 points every game this year.
Okay.
I- I'm with it. All right, moving on to our tight ends here. OG, Dalton Schultz at New England.
Very tough call there, man. But I'm not. Dalton Schultz have not impressed me yet this season. I think he's having a down year. I think he's splitting some time and he's losing that battle. I believe so. I'm going bust on Dalton Schultz.
All right. Rob, your tight end will be Sam Laporta at Dallas.
Oh, I'm going boom. Dallas doesn't have a linebacker that's going to be able to cover him. Their safeties ain't going to be able to cover him. And Laporta has just been lighting it up since he came in the league last year.
Yeah, that was pretty easy.
Mm, yeah. All right. So this week for our flex position, I decided to switch it up. We're going to go super flex here. So I got another quarterback for you guys this week. OG, we're going to start it off with you. And by the way, these are both rookies. OG, you got Drake May versus Houston at home.
I'm gonna say bust. I like Houston's defense, and I don't like rookies. Next.
that's that's a tough ask for a rookie to go against for his first game against Houston's defense. Come on now.
All right. Rob, your rookie this week for a super flex is going to be Bo Nix at home versus the Chargers.
I'm gonna say boom. Uh, in one league, Bo Nix has steadily gotten me 40, almost 50 points every week except for one this year. and he finds a way to move the ball and get the ball out of his hands. And if he don't get it out of his hands, he finds a way to run 4 yards. So I'm gonna go with the Boom.
All right. I like it. Well, that does it for Boomer Bust this week.
And not only that, Chargers defense hasn't proven themselves yet this year. They've been a pretty bad defense.
Hmm.
Okay. Is that it for Boomer Bust now?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So that means it's time for some stardom situm.
Stardom Situm.
And remember, for stardoms, our last one will be our waiver wire pickup of the week. And our situms, last one will be our drop of the week.
Yep.
All right, starting at quarterback.
It's on me.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna kind of shock. I'm going for shock value on my quarterback
Hmm.
because I'm gonna surprise you with my stardom and my situm.
Mm.
I'm gonna say start Daniel Jones.
Ooh, we.
Ooh.
Daniel Jones had a damn good week last week if you were paying attention. And I think he's going to have a damn good week again. I was actually impressed with Daniel Jones last week. It was my first time actually watching them play. And Daniel Jones wasn't bad. He was not bad at all. And I found myself realizing that I did what everyone else does that I have said that I don't do, and that's believing the hype on a quarterback not being capable because everybody says he's not. And Daniel Jones was pretty good last week, so I'm putting him in the stardom spot.
And another thing about Daniel Jones is lately, especially with this past game, it's looking like he's starting to become comfortable with the idea of knowing that he has to be the focal point of this offense.
Yeah, and he runs better than he gets credit for.
Yes.
He's a much better runner than I thought.
He's better than every Manning other than Archie.
Am I sit him?
Huh?
Huh? I'm
What?
just, I'm looking at it and I'm still finding it hard to say. I'm going with Brock Purdy.
Oh,
Oh. Oh, I see.
I'm not elaborating. I'm leaving it alone. That's it.
okay. For my starter, I'm gonna go with Caleb Williams against Jacksonville. And for my situm, Andy Dalton against Atlanta.
Hmm. Okay.
Because
Uh,
you don't trust Kirk Cousins. What you do?
mm-hmm. My stardom for quarterback this week. I had two written down just in case one of you picked them, but neither of you picked either of them, so it makes it even more difficult. But I'm gonna go with what my gut here. I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow up against the Giants. Um, my sit-em this week, for obvious reasons, will be Trevor Lawrence going to Chicago.
Mm.
Running backs.
I'm starting Tank Bigsby.
Yes.
And my situm, the guy that did come through for me this week, is Rico Dowdle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because the Detroit Lions are coming to town, baby.
That ain't never good.
um, my starter for running back is gonna be an obvious one: Saquon Barkley against Cleveland.
Yeah, that's just real quick. I just want to say this. I heard this today. I was listening to the radio and somebody posed this question, and I said, "Damn, that's right." And I didn't realize how long it's been. But he said, "Why is it that every time we play the Cowboys, we got to go to Dallas? They never come to Detroit." And I said, that's true. And I be thinking that sometimes, like, we going to Dallas again? Why they gonna never? You know, the last time Dallas played Detroit in Detroit
Mm.
was in a playoff game long ago when Barry Sanders, the only playoff game Barry Sanders won, the only time he had a good performance, and he went off and for 100 some yards. And actually, it wasn't even Barry Sanders; it was Billy Sims.
Oh wow.
Dang.
I think it may have been Barry. It was the year before the Cowboys went on that run. You know, it was Barry because Emmett Smith won MVP the next year in the Super Bowl. So yeah, it was Barry, and Barry went off and they won. They beat the Cowboys in Pontiac Silverdome, and that's the last time. That was like '90s, early '90s,
Hmm.
like '91 or '92, something like that. Think about it. The Cowboys won the Super Bowl the next year. When the last time that happened? So, but every time they've played each other, they play in Dallas ever since then.
Wow.
They
Jeez.
only did it then because it was playoffs, and playoff seating dictates home teams.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't understand why that is, but
And then my sit 'em this week is going to be James Cook against the Jets.
what? Okay,
Jets defense is nasty.
okay.
I know Minnesota found out that that run defense is tough as hell. So I could see it. We'll see though. My stardom for running back is going to be Kenneth Walker the third versus San Fran.
Ooh,
My sit-em this week is going to be
oh,
Austin Eckler.
y'all hating on the 49ers this week. I see. Okay, I got you.
I'm
I didn't hate
sorry.
on the 49ers.
Yeah, you hated on their defense too. You said you said their secondary was trash.
I didn't say it was trash. I said they
No.
ain't doing good,
I heard you say it. I heard you.
My sit-em this week is going to be Austin Eckler at Baltimore.
but they did get beat by a midget and a rookie.
Little person.
They got beat by Kyler Murray and Matt Stafford.
The rookie I'm talking about is Marvin Harrison Jr.
Robert Harrison didn't beat him. You don't give wide receivers don't get wins. Quarterbacks get wins.
Well, then I gave it to the midget.
Little person.
All of you again.
All right, wide receivers, y'all.
Wide receivers. I told y'all would hear his name again. I'm starting Darnell Mooney,
Mm,
and I'm sitting Amari Cooper.
Mm, okay.
I can get with it.
I'm gonna start T. Higgins against the Giants,
Mm,
and I'm gonna sit Zay Flowers against Washington.
I I'm gonna start Jamar Chase at the Giants, and I'm gonna sit George Pickens at Las Vegas.
Okay.
Another reason why Devontae could end up in Pittsburgh, man. Did you see after the game that
Mm-hmm.
guy checking him said they need to get another they need to go after Devontae because Pickens is weak. Did you see that?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Called him out. I was like, ouch, that's dirty. Tight ends. I'm
Tight ends.
starting Tucker Craft.
Yes.
And I'm sitting David and Njoku.
Mm.
Okay. I'm gonna start Pat Fryermuth,
Yes.
and I'm gonna sit Dalton Kincaid.
Okay. I'm gonna start Kyle Pitts at Carolina.
Another one that got trashed last week and then came up and balled out.
Exactly.
We all I trashed and we was all in consensus that Kyle Pitts was trash.
Yeah. And he showed us wrong.
So,
I'm gonna sit Cade Otton against or at New Orleans.
I like this look where my headphones disappear.
All right, guys. Who's your waiver wire pickup this week?
Oh, I got a couple of them, so I gotta flip a coin on which one I want to go with. Um, I'll take the other one. I'll go with Juju Smith Schuster.
Ooh, yes, I forgot about that. Him and wait, they had a game.
Hmm.
And I'm doing my wave too.
Your drop?
The
Yep.
drop. Um, Not normally will I suggest you drop this position, but in this case, when if there's somebody else out there, if you're not in a two quarterback league, it's time to drop Deshaun Watson.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I can get with that one.
Let it go, let him go, let him go.
Rob, who's your
Uh,
waiver?
Waiver wire pickup. Who'd you say was for the quarterback for New Orleans this week?
God damn it, I'm changing mine. Spencer Rattler.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
have a
changed him,
backup.
and I dropped Will Levis.
All right. Originally I was gonna say Spencer Rattler, but now I'm changing it. So I'm gonna say, ooh, pick up Demario Douglas on the waiver. And this hurts my soul to say it because I am a firm believer that I'm wrong, but everything's pointing the wrong way. Jawan Jennings, j just temporarily drop Jawan Jennings.
Usually there's
There we go again.
not a temporarily drop a player. You don't drop a player, put him on the waiver wire, and then all of a sudden you're gonna get him back. It don't work like that.
I don't care. Drop Jawan Jennings. Brandon Ayuk decided he's ready to be a wide receiver one.
So, so
He's been crushing.
Taco 5 said the 49ers secondary is trash. And then uh Wade said the 49ers run defense is trash. Now he's saying their wide receivers are trash.
No, whoa, whoa, not receivers. It's just
No, 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 no.
He went off 1 week.
I heard what I heard.
He went off 1 week. Ways get on his nuts, and now he's saying drop him.
Yeah,
no, it ain't that way.
we
It's
only got
just
him on the team because you told us to pick him up.
Right.
That's the only reason I got him.
and so listen to me when I say drop him.
No.
Keep him as a wide receiver too, possibly wide
Next,
receiver.
what's next, Waze?
Next is our last little bit here.
Before we get to this last bit, I mentioned before the show that it was something that I saw in the video, and somebody else did see it. If you were wondering why I kept rocking, I was watching the show and I couldn't figure it out myself at first. Why am I rocking so damn much? What am I doing? And I was rocking. If you look at last week's episode, you see me rocking. Well, what happened was something bit me on my ankle, and I was scratching it, and I didn't realize that it was making me look like I was just rocking and rocking. When I was scratching, this mosquito bite or whatever bit me. Something bit me right there on my leg, and that's what it was. Just want to explain that because it looked very awkward and very weird, and it was annoying the hell out of me. So I'm sure if you never saw the show and you were watching it for the first time, you were like, "This dude is annoying with this rocking shit." That's what it was. It wasn't that I don't just rock like that. I know I rock the house.
I thought you were just going crazy for a minute.
I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice at all.
You know how you see the old man out there doing like this?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what it looked like. That was it. That was it. I was scratching this mosquito bite like that. Yeah, that's what it was. Anyway, I had to get that out, man, because I don't want nobody to think I'm just going crazy.
All right. All right. So we're gonna make our prime time picks here, starting with Thursday. Rob, make sure to actually make your picks this week, please.
I already did.
All right. So starting with Thursday night football, we have San Francisco going to Seattle.
I'm gonna go Seattle.
OG.
San Francisco.
I'm gonna go with San Fran. Sunday night football. We got Cincinnati going to the Giants.
I'm gonna go Cincinnati.
I'm going Cincinnati.
I'm gonna go with Cincinnati as well. Monday night football. We got Buffalo at the Jets.
I'm going Buffalo.
Jets.
Jets as well. And then that'll do it for the showdown.
And that'll do it for the showdown.
I got a question.
Yeah,
Why don't we do the out the country games no more?
because they're not prime time. They're just extra games earlier in the day.
Yeah, I woke up and that game was already on. That ain't prime time.
No.
Hell,
Prime
yeah,
time is between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. That's prime time.
that was out of town. Is there out of the country game this week?
Yep. And it involves the Bears. That's
must-
why he's asking.
Yeah, that's
So,
No, because I was wondering it last week.
Oh,
I was wondering last week when we didn't do the Vikings and the Jets.
you didn't mention it.
yeah. It wasn't, yeah, it was
Oh,
prime
the
time.
Bears is playing, and he wanted us to participate. And
Oh.
no, thank
That's
you.
not the reason.
I'm like, why are we not doing that no more like we ever did?
We
Okay.
did.
No, we didn't.
Next
We,
time.
We just started doing only prime time this year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Halfway through the season last year, we just started picking 3 or 4 games a week that we were going to do.
That was a random games. It's usually our favorite teams.
We were not making sure that we include the overseas games. Stop it. Just let it go. Just stop it. Oh, my bad. My bad. You may get that again or you may not. It depends. First, I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure that the channel is Woods Network, the What Up Though Show Network. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the content if you like the content, because we want to hear from you. You can put something in the comments. We want to hear it. We want to hear it. We love it. We appreciate you for tuning in. Big ups to all those that's watching, and also big ups to all those that's hating. Because I am the most hated OG, Tim Wilson, and I'm here with the other outlaws, and that is the super producer, Rob 45, and the graphic wizard Waze. We out of here like last year. Waze!
Yes.
Red pill or blue pill?
Oh, you know what? Let's go blue.
No big up all gunman, sing. Big up. Cause it's a 94 when I run to kill people and do good. No more pussy hole, hold my corner. Watch this. Lord, me all a respect to all the gunman them. Gunman alone keep gunman friend. Fire burn, me all the informer them. Informer alone keep informer friend.
1970-something, nigga, I done sweat the day. My mom was late, so I had to plan my escape out. Skins in this world, the fly girls. Tangeray and Hennessy until I call Earl. 10 months in this gut, what the fuck? I wish Mars would hurry up so I could get fucked. Wild juvenile ripping mics and shit. New York, ready for the likes of this. Then came the worst date, May 21st, 219. That's when my mama water burst. No spouse in the house, so she rolled herself to the hospital to see if she could get a little help. Umbilical cords wrapped around my neck. I'm seeing my death, and I ain't even took my first step. I made it out, I'm bringing mad joy. The doctor looked and said he's gonna be a bad boy.
Me all a respect to all the